steady, 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 no freezing, no freezing, steady Eddie. You seem alright at the moment. Global Hunter's there, third time's the charm, Natasha's there, Javid, Purple Fairy, hello. You're going to think you're going to get a complex thinking I'm ignoring you in a minute. Every time you say hello, I disappear. Hello Madeleine, Chris, Lucy Ann, everybody's coming back in, that's wonderful. Nice to see you all. Hello Disney Princess, sorry about all the messing about. This is I think the fifth one now. David Lister's back. Hello David. David Lister, there's a name that rings a bell. Ah, I know why your name rings a bell, David. I just put a replacement package together for you this morning with some prints. Hello Chippy-Doodle Angela. I've just put a package together for you with some prints this morning. Louise says she lost live chat for 10 minutes. So did me. Me and all, I lost it. 5 times I've tried to do it, 5 times I've crashed. Hi Hannah, nice to see you. Thanks very much Hannah, you did absolutely fantastic, you did. Thanks ever so much. Hi Will, Warren, we've got everybody back on just about. Purple Fairy, have you managed to find us again? Popcorn King, Stevie B, he's found his way back. I think it was Hannah and Steve sending you gremlins. Yeah, it was great. They did us fantastic. They did. Ian waved my cue. And how did you get on? Yeah, I think it's also because we've we're only on Sky. Someone was talking about the streaming. Going to call you Doctor Who. You disappeared into cyberspace and come back as someone else. There she is. Hello, Purple Fairy. I was just saying, you're going to get a complex in a minute thinking I'm ignoring you. Every time you say hello to me, I disappear. But hello. Nice to see you. Crashed as you was going to answer me about calling you next week. Yes, Angela. You call me for investors. I'm available just about any time of the day or the evening, as much as I can be. Although I am starting to get busy now and turning my phone off sometimes in the evenings just to have a little bit of quiet time. But yeah, call me by all means whenever you like. If I'm too busy, I'll just let you know and I'll call you back. You're welcome anytime, says Hannah. My son stayed over and made me tea too, but I think I need to get more coins if you need me to do it again. Absolutely, and I would like you to do it again. And I've got a little bit of something to tell you about that. As Hannah and Steve had smooth streaming and did a fabulous job. Yeah, they both did. 8 grams exactly. There you go. And then the other thing to look at is the eye. Put it next to a coin of the same year. What is it, a commemorative? So you want it against the previous commemorative, I would say. Because if I remember rightly, the head, which is what they call the obverse, me and you call head side up, but they call that the obverse, is the head side up. And if I remember rightly, the obverse, the head side up, was a different head to, like, the head you use on the commemorative, use a different head for the Britannia. And then the next commemorative is the same head as the previous commemorative, and the next Britannia is the same as the previous Britannia, or shield, if you've got what I mean, because they used a couple of different heads, if you see what I mean. But anyway, match it up with another coin and look at the eye. You can see the detail of the eye. Dragon Lord reached 88 likes. Wow. How many did Hannah get to? Yeah, so I've got something really, really, really important today. Really exciting. Really exciting. We've had a new invention. Thanks to Hannah. very much, and thanks to Steve very much helping me test this out. They've helped me with a new invention, you know, and this is, you know, every time we come up with something that I love doing things that nobody else has ever done before, absolutely love it. Every time I get a chance to do something that either people don't expect or that's different, and because no one else has done it, I relish the opportunity, because I often think, well, why not, you know? And so I've likened this to DJs, haven't I? Right? Well, I think we've invented a new terminology now. I think we've invented CJs, coin jockeys. That's what I'm going to call us. So Hannah and Steve and Hannah are the very first coin jockeys. History, right? Like being the very first disc jockeys, whoever the very first disc jockeys were. So they're the very first two coin jockeys. I got 61 likes and 4 dislikes. Is that all you got? 4? I'm always getting dislikes. But that's not nice, is it? Giving Hannah 4 dislikes. So I think this is a little bit of history, if you see what I mean. So we're going to have coin jockeys, right? Now, if we can get, a lot of you are with me now, a lot of you they were pirates too. Yeah, they were, weren't they? The original disc jockeys and all that, but they were on the pirate ships, what they called the pirate radio ships and all that. Hello, Lorna. And so what was I saying? Yeah. So a lot of you are with me now on why I'm doing the lives and why I'm keeping them going and why I'm so adamant that I won't stop doing the lives, because we're looking at, I crunched the numbers again, and I've been saying around £300 an hour it will cost to review our footage, but in real terms, when you add in the VAT and all the other implications and the clerk, because they're going to need a clerk there to sit down and take notes whilst you've got, I mean, the solicitor looking at the footage, right, if this ever happens. But you've got to imagine a scenario, and I'm good at imagining scenarios, exactly what would happen in that situation. And if you think about it logically, you're not going to get no solicitor earning £300 an hour going to sit there and take his own notes. Do you know what I mean? So they're likely to have a clerk with them. And when you include the VAT and all the rest of it, well, the numbers I've crunched come out to about £500 an hour. Pardon me. £500 an hour. So if I keep them busy for 5 hours a day, 25 hours a week, that's going to cost them 12.5 grand a week. Touch. But I'm thinking we can do better than that. What if we had the channel going 24 hours a day? If we had the channel going 24 hours a day, that would cost them 12 grand a day. So, oh yeah, everybody just please be patient with Amy, because she's got to go vets today regarding Bailey. So she'll be in and out, and if a draw isn't done on time, no big issue. She'll do it when she comes back, or she'll do it before she goes. Whatever, we'll catch up. We'll still give the same amount away. Warren says, I think £500 an hour is very low. I would imagine they would be hiring an expensive lawyer. I agree with you, Warren, as it happens. Have you heard from the Mint or CC lately? No. No. Nothing. Nothing, not a phone call, not nothing. But then again, that video might get to him, you know. Anyway, I'll come back to that, right? So this is really, really, you'll like where I'm going with this. So if we do it 24 hours a day, we now go from 12 grand a week to 12 grand a day. And that's at a minimum, because like Warren says, it could cost them anything from that upwards. You know, it could be paying £1,000 an hour. I mean, there are some solicitors and barristers that will charge £2,000 or £3,000 an hour. So, you know, some of these top boys, when they go into the top courts, they're on like, I don't know, 30 grand a day. Some of these people. Anyway. Now, how to accomplish this, I thought to myself. And I thought, do you know what would be a good idea? What if we paid our coin jockeys? Reminds me, Ian loved the dancing sing-song. Yeah, we'll come to that. Right, so what if we paid our coin jockeys, like they do on the radio? So I thought, well, what would be a reasonable rate? Now, obviously, I'm going to pay them in points, right, so they can spend it on coins. Now, I'm thinking £10 an hour would be a good one to pay, a good rate to pay £10 an hour, because in order for you to be able to go out to work and earn enough money to leave you £10 an hour net, you might get a wage of say 12, 13, £14 an hour. By the time you take your tax and insurance and your whatever's off it, you're left with a net of £10 an hour, and then you go and spend that £10 an hour with somebody like me out your wages to buy some coins with, right? So I thought, well, we'll circumvent all that, and we'll just give our coin jockeys £10 an hour, right? And we'll put £10 an hour in their accounts. Now, sometime this morning, I stressed, by the way, that neither Hannah nor Steve had any idea I was going to come up with this. I've only come up with this after thinking about it, watching what they're doing for us, watching your reaction to the coin jockeys as they come on, seeing you stay with Hannah throughout, seeing you stay with Steve throughout, and the fact that, you know, they're not sitting there with 2 watchers, neither am I, they're sitting there with 30, 40, 50 watchers. And that's like a little community thing, and it's a little community thing I don't want to break. I like it, you seem to like it, otherwise you wouldn't log in every day, or every other day, or 3 times a week, or however long you log in for. You know, you'd be off doing something else, but for whatever reason, you like it too. So I want to keep that going, and I want to keep that little community feel that we seem to have going. So I figure if we give them £10 an hour, £10 an hour is a reasonable rate. Anderson, I was blagging someone this morning, showing them my cufflinks, because someone he knew collected £2 coins. So I sent him this way, result hopefully. Brilliant. Kind of advertising we want, word of mouth. So I thought if we pay our coin jockeys £10 an hour, then that gives our coin jockeys, if they do a 5-hour slot, that's 50 quid in their account, and they can spend that on some coins. Now, it might very well be that a coin jockey says, I don't want anything. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to pay them, right? We're going to pay them that, whether they want it or not. If somebody says, but I don't want it, then that's fine. I'm going to create a listing for Casper's friends. I'm going to create a listing for Hector's friends. And there will be various charitable fundraisers that we do throughout. So if the people don't want their points, at any point, they can just donate those points to one of the causes. That's up to them. Right, but if they decide they want to buy a couple of coins with those points, they can buy coins with them. If they want to buy coins with them for their own collection, they can do that. If they want to buy things that they can give away on their own channel, they can do that. And if they want to give the points away, they can do that, because we'll create a couple of listings where people can donate points if they want for the good causes. Because I like the idea of the good causes. And that way, we don't have to worry about this 30% and all the rest of it to try and give coin jockeys from the super chat. We can just say any money that comes in from the super chat will go towards that day's good project, right? So another thing I'm wanting from you is, I want from anybody, not just people interested in being a coin jockey, I want people to give me ideas of what, if I said to you, I'm going to have one day next Thursday, whatever we raise next Thursday is going to be for one of your projects, then I'd want you to tell me some projects. And I want those projects to be ground root stuff, something that you're interested in, my customers are actually interested in. And then I might go, yeah, all right then. If your name's Dave, I might go, all right then, Dave, I like your idea of the individual little animal rescue centre you've got in your town. Let's support that for a day and see what we can raise for it. And then all the super chat money can go towards these little projects all the time, and the DJs are still getting something out of it if they want something out of it. Well, they're going to get something out of it whether they like it or not, but they can do what they like with that. Do you see? If we can do that, we can have our channel going 24 hours a day. And another reason why I can afford to do that and pay them £10 an hour is, let's be honest about this, even if they buy package coins with their £10 an hour, it's not costing me that same money, is it? Because we all know that they cost me half the price I sell them for. Everybody knows that, I know it, you know it. So the cost factor is actually only £5 an hour. And if those people don't buy package coins and they buy stuff that we've actually got in hand, that, you know, that we've already bought and paid for, even better for us. So it's a win-win situation. And they get a little bit of a part-time, call it a part-time job, a part-time role. and we could have the same CJs, the same coin jockeys on at the same time. So somebody might want a regular daily slot of 7 till 8 in the evening. Someone might want a regular weekly slot of 7 to 8 just on a Tuesday, for example. See what I mean? But what I want is, I want our channel pumping out videos 24 hours a day. That's what I want. And I'm going to play the same rules and tricks as Change Checker and the Royal Mint, and I'm going to be honest and advertise that right from the beginning, right from now. The Royal Mint and Change Checker, Ian Glenn, who is the boss of all of those companies, Change Checker, Westminster, 288 Group, the lot, and the Royal Mint, they both want to play this game of, we have no control over our social media. Sorry that they're saying whatever they're saying. Well, actually, we're not even saying sorry. They're saying whatever they're saying on social media. They're doing whatever they're doing. They're being discriminatory, but we have no control over that because that's social media and we don't have any control. So it's like, well, okay, I don't believe that. I believe you can have control, and I believe you either give that control or you take that control away. That's what I believe, right? If I had a coin jockey or a social media manager that was doing the opposite of what I wanted them to do, they wouldn't last 10 minutes. I'd be saying to them, well, sorry, I'm going to lock you out. Boom, gone. You're not doing what we want you to do. You're doing the opposite of what we want you to do. And this is our social media. It's not your social media to create your own agenda. This is what these should be saying. So you're gone, and we'll replace you with someone that's going to run our social media with our agenda. And you have rules. They seem to think that they can get away with it just by going, we have no control over what other people say. Now, you know me by now. I'll take a little look at things and I'll go, okay, you're playing a different game. Let's have a look at the game that you're playing. Let me just have a cup of tea and think of what the rules are of this game. Where's the parameters? And where are the boundaries? And then I'll set about playing your game and we'll see who wins. So, we're going to play the same game. And I'm not going to have any control over any of my coin jockeys for the moment. I'm going to go, do you know what? If you've got something good to say about Change Checker, say something good. You say what you like. If you've got a letter off a Change Checker that you think is fraudulent and deceptive, talk about it. If you want to say something positive about the Royal Mint, say it. If you want to say something negative about the Royal Mint, say it. And I should say to my coin jockeys, if you've got something positive to say about us, say it. And if you've got something negative to say about us, say it, because it's your slot. It's your slot to say what you want to say. And we, like the Royal Mint, like Change Checker, we have no control over what you say, except you cannot be rude to children. Obviously, there's going to be certain rules that I will stick to. You cannot be rude to children. You must bear in mind all the time that children do watch, and you must be nice to the children and give them the time of day. I like it when people give children the time of day. You want the children to play in your pond? Well, then teach them a little bit about your pond, you know. And there's not going to be any profanity, swearing, obviously smoking on the screen and things like that, like I try not to do. Just general etiquettes. General, nice, ordinary etiquettes. But until they decide to rein in their social media, I've decided I'm not going to rein in mine. So people are free to say what they like within reason, and only tell the truth. That's the difference that there's going to be between us and 288 Group and the Royal Mint, is that another rule, another stipulation to all of our social media and to our coin jockeys is, you mustn't tell any fibbers. If you've got something to say, make sure it's the truthful. Say what you like. And then we'll see how they like it. And that means they've got 24 hours of footage to watch every single day. Now I'm going to look at some comments. So just bear with me a second. Well, that's great, Ian. It says Disney Princess. Hannah, you can get more coins for your next stream. Yeah, Lorna, we are family now. That's why we watch them all. Absolutely. I like it. I like this little family vibe that we seem to have. It's great. Gives me a lot big feel-good factor, it does. Good afternoon, Ian. Nice to see you back, says Judith. Hannah did a good job for yesterday. She did a brilliant job for me yesterday. I was working a lot, but I had it playing in the background so I could just see how she was getting on. It's great. Totally natural. Great. Does that just slip down? Oops. That's gonna happen. Hang on. Well, in that freezing a bloody camera again. I've got it resting up against my wine box again, but what happened? I've got it resting against my wine box, but I've drunk some of the wine, so it's not as heavy and it fell over. Okay, too many to read out. Do apologise. That's what I got up to. Popcoin's King to Stevie B, a project, Steve, to help me raise money for camera setup to go live. I'll help you with that. If that's all you need, I'll help you with it. Something like that might be difficult for somebody to organise, and yet for somebody like me, that would be so easy to raise you the money for that. We could do that. We could do that in a day. Mark's British Coins, hello Mark. Hannah won a Roger Bannister coin over on our Facebook page. There was a prize every day last month. And we've got a swap shop set up there now. Any of you that have got swaps that you want to do, go over there and do it. We don't make any commission, anything out of that. Not interested in charging you for it. Free service. Just go and help yourself and do some swapsies. Ron M, hi Ian, do you know if some orders are behind because I placed some orders on the 1st of October and they're birthday presents for my nephew, and if they won't be here in time, I need to get something else for him. Oh, sugar. Yes. Okay, Ron, I just want to flick through the rest of these comments, but I do want to come back to that. It's really important, and I found out some information yesterday that, I don't know, it's going to be like, I'm going to start telling you it and you're going to think I'm spinning you a yarn. It's like something out of a fantasy book, honestly, but I'm going to come back to it. Hannah says, I think it's the longest I went without smoking. Might be a good way to quit. It helps me a little bit as well sometimes, Hannah. Trying to vape more. Popcoin King, Steve B, £60. Bloody hell, what was that for, Steve? What's that for? Popcoin King, Steve B. For the Casper Fund. Seriously? Oh, thanks so much. That's amazing. Thank you. Caspers, Stevie B's just put 60 quid in your fund. You know what that means, don't you? It means we've nearly got enough money to go and speak to Nick and say to Nick, do you know what, we could cover the cost of an entire dog and its trip. That's what we'd be able to do soon. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Thank you, Stevie B. That is just amazing. And I want you to talk to me about doing a spot. Coin Jockeys, not heard that one before. No, that's because we've invented it today. Ian, how about a sign with TGBCH position behind you when you do your videos, plus names of your CJs? Yeah, so what we've got here is we have one of our customers that has absolutely no interest or caring in my health whatsoever. Have you got any idea, John, what my wife would do to me if I did that on my living room wall? You after getting me sliced up or something, she would not be happy with me. I'm not saying she'd slice me up, but she would not be happy with me. She'd want to pick something up and throw it at me, certainly, if she saw that. No, I value my health, John. So I won't be putting up any signs behind me. But when we do eventually get an office, all that kind of stuff, yeah. Once we get an office, one of the things I want to do is have a few cameras about, and then people can tune in and they can just sit, they can tune in and join us at work. I'd like that. I wanted that 20 years ago, but everybody thought I was a clown. I was too, my thinking was too far advanced at the time for them. Chipadoodle Coin says, when I get the website up and running, I'm going to do a blog or a vlog, but a clog. Hey, there's another invention there. A clog, a coin log. What do you reckon? I reckon that's a good idea. And I also reckon that if you want to save yourself some time and you want to use our articles, if you go onto our website, hello Mohammed Arfan, see you there. If you go onto our website and you look at Mick's blog, which is on the list of categories, you see one there, Mick's blog, and look at any of the articles that Mick writes and puts on the blog there, you can copy and paste any of those articles and put them on your own site. All you have to do is make sure you credit, you might put the full bit on that's giving the credit to Mick Smith because it's his articles, but he will be happy with you repasting and copying and pasting those articles onto your own blogs or Facebook pages, or if you want to. You're not nicking the article, it's not plagiarism if you credit the writer with it, because then people see the article and they see who the writer is, if you see what I mean. I'm not sure how it works, but you can use a green screen that allows you to put different things on it. We'll go into all of that. Stevie B, Casper Fund, I won Jane Austen. Okie dokie, you lucky boy. So, with that being said about the coin jockeys, if it's not been done already, Hannah, £50 will be in your account today. It might already be there. Amy might have done it before she went. If she hasn't, she'll do it when she comes back. We'll ask her. And in Steve Fraser's account, not sure if you're on, Steve, but whether you're on or not, £50 will be put into your account for Friday. Now, another reason I'm quite happy to pay this, you know, this is not me being selfless. This is not me being completely altruistic. There is a method in my madness. And, you know, I'm a great believer in fairsy, a bit of quid pro quo, right? I'm already getting something out of the deal. Whether I pay for it or not, I'm already getting something out of the deal. What I'm getting out of the deal is this. Yesterday, Hannah did a 5-hour video. That video is not on Hannah's YouTube. That video is on the Great British Coin Hunt YouTube. And that video will stay on the Great British Coin Hunt YouTube forever. Probably long after I'm dead, it will still be on our YouTube. That video will be collecting hits from now until doomsday. And throughout that video, there are voucher codes given away. And those voucher codes are 300,000 or 500,000 available, one per person. So for the next 10 years, people will be able to watch these videos and still use the voucher codes. Got it? Any advertising revenue that comes in from those videos, from people watching those videos hundreds of thousands of times over the years, is going to go to us. So we're already benefiting. We're benefiting loads. When Hannah does a video, she's going to attract different subscribers to when Steve does a video, who will attract different subscribers to me, and so on. So all of these ways we benefit as a business. So I think giving them back £10 an hour, I think is a, pardon me, I think that's a good deal for the coin jockeys, and I think that's an excellent deal for us. And then you can do with it whatever you like. Okay guys, yesterday was the first day we did not sell out any raffles. We have 3 running, £600 in prints, points, £5 a ticket, 2 silver proofs, 175, and no one's won my Gruffalo cufflinks yet. Unbelievable. Do you know what? That raffle for the Gruffalo cufflinks, if you look at the value of them, considering they are non-released 2018 cufflinks that are going to be worth £100 a pair within a couple of years, it's worth buying every single ticket. and you still can't make a loss. Because I made a mistake in the Gruffalo cufflinks. I thought there was 100 tickets for sale, and so I contacted Amy quick and I said, tell everybody that it's 2 pairs, not realising she'd only put up 40 tickets. So you wasn't supposed to get 2, you're only supposed to get 1 for 40 tickets. I mistakenly thought there was 100 tickets up, so which is why I put in 2 pairs, so I didn't want to do anybody over. Now I've ended up doing myself over. So seriously, they're worth buying every single ticket. Hello, Jack. Has my cufflinks and shirt on its way, do you know, Ian? So Stevie B, it was Stevie B that bought the first shirt. You bought the first one, didn't you, Steve? Because the second shirt I did was Chris Dyer, which I've just been waiting for a pen for. You bought the first shirt, didn't you? And that has been posted. Right, so, excuse me sniffing. Let's talk about the postage. So over the weekend, yeah, first shirt, okay, it's on its way. Right, anybody at all about postage? Anybody bored about postage? Don't make a comment. Don't comment, because I'm going to talk to you all at the same time. Anything to do with the postage. So, hello Liam. So, Kelly came into work yesterday morning, had a meeting with me first thing yesterday morning. It was great. I wouldn't have been able to get half the things done yesterday if it wasn't for Hannah. So, first meeting I had was with Kelly, who brought in an exercise book with page after page after page after page after page of tracking numbers. And what she decided to do on her own back, she decided to check. She took every single receipt that she had over the last few weeks, last month or so, to every single one of them home, and she spent 8 hours at home, right into the early hours of the morning, on her own, not working, as it were. She did it on her own, and she checked every single one of these tracking numbers on every single receipt that she had. And what happened, what she found was an inordinate amount of stuff. Now when I say an inordinate amount of stuff, and this is where you're going to think I'm starting to talk into fantasy land, every single item, bar none, right, bar none, every single item that was wrapped, packed and posted on the 28th of August. 28th of August. 28th something. Every single item posted on the 28th of August went missing. Every single one. An entire day's work. Not one single one from that date got through, or as yet has got through. Another thing that's happening, and that's one day's entire work gone, and every single one of those has to be replaced. Every single one. The only thing I struggle to replace is if something needs replacing and I'm now out of stock of it, or if something needs replacing and somebody's bought a numbered print and that suddenly that parcel's gone missing and I have to replace the print. I can replace the print probably, but obviously not the number, so I've got to offer them a different number. And then it's not just that day, but other days, but every single one from that day. Then there's lots of other days where there's loads of items missing, loads of items missing, loads of items missing, and that kind of thing. Now we're also experiencing at least 20 to 30 people in the last 10 days have come forward to say, including Liam and most of you, it's happened to quite a lot of you, and you can even comment amongst each other, tell the truth, tell each other. But you've received these packages through that have been delayed by a couple of weeks, only to find that you've got a £2 postage charge to pay because it's underpaid. And then you take that home, feeling a little bit miffed, quite rightly so. We've made a mistake, you think, quite rightly so. Then you go home and you count up all the stamps that are on the parcel, and then you look at how much it costs, or should have cost, to send that parcel, and you find that the amount of stamps that we've put on, the postage is more than what it should cost. Not less, but more. And still, you've got this £2 surcharge. Now, I'm great for conspiracy theories, and I'm great for someone to go, do you know what, there's like one coincidence too many here and there and one thing and another. It has been pointed out to me from one of you guys who did their little homework and then sent me the details of how certain other businesses are actual partners, in some sense, partners of 288 Group. And believe it or not, their partners include the Royal Air Force and the Royal Mail. All of our issues are stemming from Royal Mail, are stemming from the Poole sorting office. And Change Checker are in Poole, which has been mentioned to me a few times. Now we're getting into the realms of like conspiracy at its most ridiculous. If you go down the road of thinking that Ian Glenn has actually got some kind of pull, some kind of friend, some kind of persuasion of some description or another, some kind of influence in the Royal Mail. On the one hand, you could see how that is possible, because it's only people at the end of the day. If you know someone that's over there and they're prepared to do something for you, well, it's not hard to mess something up. So I can get how it's possible. I would just be like, it's just incredulous to believe that someone running a £37 million company would stoop to those tricks. And that's why I'm not jumping up and down going, yeah, it's them, it's them, it's them, because there's a sensible, logical part of my brain that goes, don't be silly. It's, you know, the man's running a £37 million company. He ain't gonna stoop to these kind of tricks. But I am struggling to work out what this is all about, because we've had parcels being stolen for the last 4 years, 4 years, and we've been jumping up and down about it. At one point, I got so angry in a phone call with the Royal Mail, I threatened to go down and break all the windows on all the vans in the car park and all the windows in the building, because they said that nobody would talk to me. So I said, well, I bet if I came down there and started putting all the windows through, I wonder how many windows I'd have to put through before somebody actually came out and was ready to talk to me. It wasn't the brightest thing to have said. But it actually got a manager to phone me up. You know, it's amazing. You have to do your filbert sometimes before somebody would actually listen to you. But still, we get nowhere, and still there's no one taking us seriously at the post office. We can't put claims in, and even if we did put claims in, they won't pay out. So our only option is to take them to court. And we've now got to add up all of the money that's gone missing, and all of the postages that we've paid, all of the items that we've replaced, and that's going to happen so much. I mean, Will only just now, a little while ago, has said, I got my Stephen Hawkins and I've got a second pair. So, you know, we've replaced thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff, and we'll replace thousands more. And at some point, I'm going to make the post office pay for it. Someone's going to pay for it. I ain't paying for it. I'm just laying it out at the minute, but I ain't paying for it. I'm going to make sure they pay for it, and we'll take legal action against them for a fixed amount, like £4 or £5 grand or something. But that's where it's got to. So there is a phenomenal amount of stuff that is missing. There's a phenomenal amount of stuff that is missing that I've replaced and I'm aware of that's missing, and there's other stuff that I'm not even aware of that's missing. So that's where we are on the postage, and all I can promise everybody, every single one of you, is no matter what is missing, you will not lose. You will not lose a single penny. If they make you go and pay £2, you email Johnny, he'll put it back in your account. You will not lose a single penny. This is, whatever's going on, is you should not be affected. You know, we'll deal with it. And I just want everybody to know that, and reiterate that to people that come on the feeds at any time and don't know that. Hello Chloe, nice to see you too. Like he says, you have to take into account TGBCH are making some big ripples in the coin world and they do not like it, so anything is possible. Anything is possible, and we've all seen the films and the dramas and one thing and another when they make a film 10 years later. And you know, I mean, the boys that ran Guinness went to prison, and I've often said to the Royal Mint and to Change Checker, what you're doing is illegal and you'll go to prison for it. You know, don't think you're too big, you can't go to prison. Remember the Guinness boys, they went to prison. They got a soft sentence, but they went to prison. Disney Princess says they definitely need investigating. Crazy, never had any trouble with mail in the Northwest. Tyler Chiroy, hello Tyler. At Tyler Chiroy has donated £50. That's very kind of you, Tyler. Where did you put it? Disney, it's certainly strange. My impression is someone in the post office knows these parcel contains coins undertaking them. On that, Warren, I am absolutely in agreement. Somebody is looking for our name, our return address, our postcode, our something. Someone is recognising our parcels and they're having them. Will Snell, just had a reply from Royal Mail about my charged item and I had to let them know my address first and they will respond again. Yeah. Popcorn King says, the thing is, Ian, your return sticker on the back states TGBCH. I would remove that and just keep an address. But again, you know, if the person's looking for TGBCH, they'll know the postcode. If I just put the postcode, they'll have it. I mean, what we're doing now, we're actually trialling different postcodes. So yesterday, everything that got posted yesterday had Logan's postcode on it. Everything that's getting posted today is going to have Kelly's postcode on it for the return address. Everything that gets posted tomorrow is going to have John's return address on it. And then everything that gets posted the next day is going to have my return address on it. So that we can try and see if there's any rhyme or reason to it. And see whether their three doesn't get touched, but mine always does. Yeah, we do, Ocean's Gems. We do put a sticker on it with our address on, but even if we don't, you have to put a return address on a signed for package. So they're gonna watch out for our address. Yeah, as Warren says, also if you pre-ordered the Gruffalo and packaging with other coins, your orders got combined, so the tracking shows as delivered. No Gruffalos have been sent yet, but will be, so don't panic. That's absolutely true. They've not been sent yet. You'll all know when they are. Purple Fairy says, do you know what? I cancelled an order with the Royal Mint and ordered it. And ordered it from you. Maybe it was the... I don't know, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I've been doing some serious reading, and the kinds of money, of stuff that they do over there. I mean, you know, like designers get a free gold proof, and things like that. Designers of coins, you know, get free gold proofs and things like that, and only limited editions are made for them, so it makes them extremely rare or one thing or another. The money that you're talking about is astronomical. I mean, you and I just sort of look at all this stuff, really, but you know, all this kind of stuff, but or this kind of stuff, and we know that there's multiple millions in that, but the money that's in the gold proofs and the platinums and all the rest of it, and I can't help wondering, you know, if it stinks at this end, then what's the smell like when you start getting to the serious money? Do you know what I mean? You can't help wonder things like that. That's all right. Amy's probably getting a bit upset because she's being held up, but that's all right. Don't worry. Take your time. We can wait. Kelly, would you be a darling for the kettle on? Could you be a darling and put the kettle on? Now, I had an idea, and it's Chris Dyer and Stevie B, I think it is, that give me the idea, which is I've got to replace I've got to replace another wardrobe, not the wardrobe. I've got to replace another wardrobe for the clothes because of the weight loss, as you can see. And you know, I've been buying certain clothes, so like I've been buying weird fish jumpers because of the length of them and the comfortability of them, and the weird fish tops and that kind of thing. So I've been getting into those more. Well, of course, it's now left the wardrobe of clothes that I bought only months or a year before. I've all got to go because they're all too small or too tight or the wrong kind of clothes that I'm comfortable with or stuff like that. Shirts keep getting auctioned, yeah, says Warren. So every time I do a live, and I think it'd be a nice little gimmick as well. So every time we do a charity fundraiser, proper one, and we've got one coming up on the 26th. 1 p.m. draw might be a little bit late, Will, because of Amy going to the vet. So let's not worry about that. We can do a draw, so we know who the winner is in a minute. Just bear with me. What was I talking about? Oh, bugger it. I forgot what I was talking about now. Who knows what I was talking about? Shirts. That's it. Thank you, Will. Shirts. So like on the 26th of October, we'll give you £30 for that shirt, Ian. If you're serious, Lorna, then we have a £30 bid. And the shirt comes off my back today. Again. So we have a bid of £30 from Lorna, which is what I was going to come to, but she's a bit ahead of me. So every time we do a charity fundraiser, I'm going to sell the shirt off my back. So on the 26th of October, we're going to do a 24-hour fundraiser, and we're having 24-hour coin jockeys all the way round. £30 bid. You're on. This is an extra large, by the way. Or is this the extra large? I'll sign it and everything for you as well. Javid, I've got that same shirt as well. Okay, and every time you get me on a live, right, I'm going to sell the shirt on my back. Whatever shirt I'm wearing on that day, I'm going to sell it, and whatever money we get, whether it be £1 or whether it be £100, whatever it might be, is going to go to whichever the project is of the day. All right? And if I haven't got a project, then the project is either going to be Casper's friends, Hector's friends, because we got them from 2 different places, or there's a project that my wife Fran wants to get off the ground, and that's something I said I'd help her with. So they're going to be my 3 projects. So if I haven't got one to raise money for on that day, then any money that gets raised will go towards my 3 projects. Other than that, we will also raise money for your projects, all of you, every single one of you. I've got a project, I've got something in your town, and if you haven't got something, I want you to find something in your town. I want you to find something, I want you to find someone that is trying to do something decent in your town where you live, for the community that you live in, and that person is doing it, and you can see that that person isn't really getting anything out of it. They're not getting a wage out of it, they're not getting that much help, they're doing it all on their own. Anything like that, I want you to find out. Find one, and we'll raise some money for them. So every day that you see me, whatever shirt I'm wearing, I'll sell it just to raise money. And today this one's up, so the auction for the shirts, because you now know it's going to happen, the auction for the shirts will go on for the day, right? Not bid all bloody day long. I don't mean that. I just mean throughout the day, the various moderators and myself or Amy will let you know how much Ian's shirt of the day is up to. So today, Lorna's got it at 30 quid so far. If nobody bids more than 30 quid by 5 o'clock, then Lorna will get it signed and sent to her. Got me? And we'll do that every day. Why not? I've got to replace that wardrobe. If I go and give this shirt to the charity shop, which is all I was going to do, I know what happens to the clothes at charity shops because I owned and run one. So I know exactly what happens to all the stuff that comes in. And it is criminal, the amount of money and clothing that is wasted from the big charity shops. You go and take a big bag of your clothes down to the charity shop, and if it's a big charity like a chain of them, most 90% of what you give them they will never even offer for sale. It will go straight into the rag and bone, and they get paid 60p a kilo in weight. 60p a kilo for clothes, 60p a kilo for shoes, 5p a kilo for bric-a-brac, and that includes any books, broken toys, anything like that, ornaments, china, all that kind of stuff, all boxed up, goes in there. And all of this stuff gets picked up in lorries from all the charity shops all over the country, and it all goes back to central places where it then gets shipped off to the docks, where it goes on containers, fills up containers, it goes overseas, and it ends up in places like Africa. And that's why when you're looking on a documentary and you see someone out in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of nowhere, with mud huts and all the rest of it, and they're running around with Adidas t-shirts on, and you're thinking, how is that even possible? That's how it's done. And it all goes over there, and it all gets sold over there. And when I say sold, it gets sold. Even though it started off as charity stuff in the first place, it gets sold. And it will get sold to charitable organisations as well as ordinary people who are then giving those clothes away. That's what happens. That is the journey for all of the stuff that you donate to your charity shop. And when you take, and if you take a shirt in, and that might be a £30 shirt even, a £50 shirt, but if that's been on the rails for a couple of weeks and it ain't sold, a lot of them won't even reduce the prices. Do you know that? We were the only charity shop in Dorset that you could come in and make an offer. I insisted on it. It's like, if people can't afford to pay that, you know, find out what they can afford. If they've found something they want, let's give them what they want. They want the item, let's give it to them. Let's find a price that they can afford. It didn't cost us anything, we got it for free. You know, and I ruffled an awful lot of feathers in the charity shop going down here because of that. And my idea over not refusing anything was picked up by one of the charity shop chains down here, and they've now got a huge warehouse doing furniture. We was one of the first ones to do it. We used to take everything, every type of furniture. You could give us your sofa, and if we couldn't sell that sofa because there was marks on it or it was no good, we would recycle that sofa. I'd sell the cushions, I'd sell the material, we'd take all the wood out, take the nails out of the wood, sell the wood as kindling wood, all the metal would get taken out and scrapped and everything. And by the time we'd finished, you could put what we couldn't recycle from a sofa, a 3-seater sofa, you could put that into a carrier bag, and that's all that would go into the landfill. We had it down to a fine art, but we got chased out of town. That's another story. Look at some comments. Can we donate prizes to you to auction off? That is an interesting idea, Louise. Louise Pollard asked that. That is a very good idea, that is. Yes, I don't see why not. I don't see why that can't be done. And because what I'm doing is, on my 15 minutes that I'm doing 4 hours on the 26th. So for the 4 hours, every 15 minutes, I'm going to auction something off. And so there'll be 16 auctions running when I'm on, and I'm going to start the day off auctioning the shirt off my back, and I will finish the 24 hours later auctioning the shirt off my back again on that day. So every 15 minutes I'll be auctioning something off. So any donated prizes will be gratefully received. And if I have more donated prizes than we give away, then they'll go to the next fundraiser and the next fundraiser, because I'm going to, you know, it sounds like people are really interested in the 24-hour fundraisers. And why not? Now, for the 24-hour fundraiser, when we do those, there's not going to be any payment. That's going to be done by whoever CoinTube has come on board for love. It's only the normal day-to-day stuff. But when we do a 24-hour fundraiser special, like we're doing on this one, then that's free by everybody that does it, because all the money that we raise is going to go towards that project. And the one on the 26th goes to the little project of the mayor's choosing, something to do with ground roots, ground floor, grassroots, that kind of stuff, the way that we want it to be. But it's going to be for the mayor, and the reason it's going to be for the mayor is because the mayor was the first official person to get behind Peter Rabbit. And I think it would be really nice to just sort of say thank you. So that's what we're doing it for. Looks like your Christmas presents will be new shirts. I do need to buy some new shirts. If no one bids, I'll do it through admin. That's it. I mean, you know, you can do it through admin or through the thingy. It's up to you. A lot of charity shops now also have eBay shops. The price of items in charity shops has risen. Now they realise resellers was making good money for them. Yeah, you see, and again, we ruffled feathers in that area because I loved it when people came in and they were eBay sellers. It's like, yeah, come in, get yourself a deal. Go and make some money. But you see, they want it all. Got to have it all. Can't share, got to have it all. No, come in here, give us a little bit, give us that money that we're asking for it, and then you're going to make a profit. Oh no, we need to charge you more. Raffle's still there, so mine's bought, says Hannah. Don't even know if I already have some. But it took me some time to go through the numbers to find to buy. I know it does take a bit of a nightmare. I ain't got a better way of doing that. We'll find out from Amy what numbers, how many of are available. So you haven't missed anything at all, just me waffling on about ideas to donate and stuff. Oh, someone asked if they could donate items for the giveaways or the auctions that we do in order to raise money. So I said, yes, that's possible. All you have to do is include a note and say, use this for charity or use this for your fundraising or whatever. But make sure you put a note in. Then we'll open it up and then we know, because if it's a coin and it's got no note in, it's likely that it'll just be unwrapped and put into stock. Well, we don't want to do that if it's a donated coin. So if you're donating something for any of our fundraising, then send it to us. You've got our address. Send it to us, and put a note in it. That's all you've got to do. Put a note in it, and then we know that's for the raffle prize, right? And then maybe we can even put raffle prizes together and show these are what we've been donated, you know. And especially if we get to a point where we've got extra raffle prizes in advance, it'd be great to be able to book a 24-hour fundraiser for someone and say, you know, we think we can raise you 500 quid or a grand or something like that. I mean, imagine the difference that something like that could make, you know. I know when we first started the HS4B project, when we very first started it off, if someone had come forward and given us a grand, oh my goodness, what a difference that would have made. Warren says it might also be an idea to donate some items to the CJs who do not have anything to give away. Just an idea. Yes, because that's a very good point you make there, Warren, because we don't ask or expect any of the coin jockeys to give away anything of theirs. It has been done, and people, that's already been done, and people have given them away, and that's lovely, but we don't expect it, we don't ask for it. And in fact, what we realise is, let's be fair about this, right? We already give away an awful lot. We give a phenomenal amount of stuff away and have given a phenomenal amount of stuff away. For 5 hours a day, we give away £100 an hour. For 5 hours a day, we give away a voucher every half an hour, stuff like that. So any giveaways that we get, any time a coin jockey wants to give something away, they're much better off by going, we'll have an auction for it. Because even if it only raises £3 in the pot for whatever we're raising money for that day is much better than just giving it away for free. You've got to pay postage on it as well. Otherwise, we end up becoming nothing more than a free giveaway show. And that's not what it's about, really, you know. So I think it would be much fairer if, and also, you see, if coin jockeys start giving things away, like has been done already, people might start to expect it, and then people might start to ask for it in the comments. And if people start asking for it in the comments, you catch a coin jockey off guard. They might think they've got to. And then suddenly it's not fun for them anymore, because they're not they're not giving away something that they want to give away or putting something in the pot that they want to put in the pot. Now they're feeling obligated to do it because somebody's pressuring them to give something away. And I think that could be unfair. So the rule is that I don't want coin jockeys to give anything away. If they want to give something away, put it up for an auction. If it only gets £1, it only gets £1. At least it's £1 in the pot rather than giving it away. Plus, if you give something away, you'll notice this. I notice this from a marketing business point of view. If I was to go, right, we're going to give something away, everybody make a comment, blah, blah, blah. Right? Immediately, everybody makes a comment. Gone. Giveaway's over in 2 minutes because everybody's commented at once. Blah, 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 blah. Gone. Because it's a giveaway. When you go on an auction, it goes on for a little bit longer. It can take up 10 or 15 minutes. That can help a coin jockey just fill 10 or 15 minutes because sometimes, you know, it's all right for me, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey, but some people get a bit stuck and it can help them. It give them a little bit of, there's a little bit of something going on. There's something for the people to comment and talk about. There's something for the coin jockey to mention, and it can take up, as I say, 10 or 15 minutes of the time. Brilliant. So that's why it's going to be much better to go, instead of giving it away free, just for a comment, is to go, actually, we're going to auction this off. We're going to give this away. I'm going to give this away. The coin jockey might say, I'm going to give it away and donate it. Let's raise a bit of money with it then, instead of just giving it away for free. Otherwise, we just end up becoming a free giveaway platform where people turn up just to get stuff for free, and that's not the community that we want to put together, and that's not the community that you want us to put together, is it? And a stream had a 30-minute auction. There you go, you know. That did happen on Steve Fraser's stream. Someone was asking for giveaway. Amy soon jumped in and put an end to that. Yeah, otherwise it could get a little bit, you know, and then people might think, no, I don't really want to do it. Don't want to do it anymore. We don't want that, do we? We want people coming on because they want to do it, because they enjoy doing it and they don't feel obligated in any way. So we'll do it like that. So all of the giveaways, we will ask everybody, no matter what the giveaway is, you do an auction for it, right? Let Ian, TGBCH, if we're going to give anything away, if I'm going to go here as a free giveaway for a comment, let me do that. Let us do that out of the business. That's our bit of giving, right? But from the coin jockeys, much better if they go, we'll auction this off. Go to the highest bidder. Doesn't matter what it receives because it's donated. But they don't have to put anything up, because I will give every single coin jockey a minimum of one item that they can raffle off anyway. And if I've got donated prizes, then I'll use a donated prize for them to raffle off. And then that way, there will be something coming in from every single coin jockey on every single show towards the pot, which might work. Hannah said she loved the interaction yesterday. It's great. It's addictive too. A little while ago, right, it's just a lovely little idea. I don't know if I'll ever get this one off the ground, but it would be cool, I think, right? Hannah just mentioned a little while ago, she came in and she said the same thing a lot of you tend to say when you've been out. You come back into the, call this a room if you like, you come back into the room and you'll say something like Hannah just said, what have I missed, bandits? Or what have I missed, you pirates? Or something like that. And you all sort of call each other that because I started calling you that, and other people have said, you know, like we're Ian's bandits, we're Ian's pirates. So wouldn't it be really cool if one day we could get some t-shirts made up and we could put, you know, I'm a bandit or one of Ian's pirates or something like that on it. That'd be quite cool. And then I might walk down the street one day and see someone with the shirt, go running over and go, hey. Right, so let's do excuse me. I have a friend who owns a printing shop here, and do you really? Well, maybe you could get that friend to talk to me, because I really need a printer. I need to get some COAs printed and sort of thing, so I, you know, we need to do some other stuff. TGBCH merchandise, love it. I'd love to get some merchandise going, but it's just an expensive area to get into. But yes, I would please give him my phone number, ask him to give me a ring, Hannah, and tell him that he's got some guaranteed business if he looks after us, right? Purely and simply because you've recommended him. And I'd rather go on a recommendation. Right, so what we're going to go, he's called Paul, pass your number on. Yep, that's great, please do that. So the next thing we're going to do is, there's a £50 that we're due for 1 o'clock. That's all right, Amy, don't you worry about it. His company's called Printing Manager. Yeah, cool. Pass my number on, ask him to call me, and he will definitely get some business. Okay, so you'll see on my one of my investment listings, there is a picture of Hector, which Hector is the black and tan Alsatian, and he's my best friend for 8 years. And he died, and I talk about him often. He died only a few weeks after I had the idea of starting the coin business, really, with that penny. I didn't know he was ill. Anyway, he's my boy, and and we go to see him every now and again. We made a little grave for him over at Portland, so we pop in and see him, take Casper with us. So anyway, there you go. I didn't mean that to come across as a bit of a downer, more as a sort of an upper, really, because I like to remember him a lot. So we'll use the name Hector, Hector. If you'd like, 1 o'clock's 50 quid. Hector. Crack on with that. And Warren will sort the draw out. Was there a cup of tea coming? Kelly? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mean just turn the kettle on and just leave it there. First 50 quid of the day, and we realise there is a bit of a time delay. You're so neglected without me, and I am. Do your batteries from your paper. What about a TGBCH Bandits coin in merchandise? I think we should have some great ideas on things like that, Angela. I think that'd be great. Streaming is not the same without Amy. Didn't she do well yesterday, guys? She did. Ian, can you send Hannah my number, please? Yes. Article almost done. Remember photo. Oh, yeah. Stevie B. Copy. Done. That's that done. Ian makes some 5p earrings. Competition with Pandora. Do they make 5p earrings then? Got it. Okay. Yesterday I was sorting these out. Getting these all ready. Packaging for the Gruffalo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the price of the Gruffalo packaging down, but not yet, because all of the people that paid what they paid for the Gruffalo packaging, $24.95, and they get that massive parcel with it, I'm going to sort all of those people out first, so they get their massive parcels, and then I'll bring the price down now that we know, and we've crunched the numbers better, and we know what prices are going to be across the board for all the packagings and stuff like that. So that will happen, and we'll probably redo the listing so that we can put up numbers, maybe. Hello mate, yes please. Thank you very much. What's the time? Is it lunchtime yet?
Yeah, it's 1:30.
Could you get something for me? Can you get something for me?
No, because I asked and you said no.
Oh please. Just a little.
Did I get something?
No, I was asking you to get something for me.
I'm not going up there, but.
No, not up the thingy. Just from the garage, my garage.
Oh, okay.
Not that garage, my garage. There's a pot of crab meat in there. I'll have that and a fork.
Oh.
Yeah, I like a bit of crab meat.
In the fridge?
Yeah, there's a pot in the fridge. Yeah, Barry, you won't get it yet, mate. The Gruffalos have not been sent out yet. That's only because we're waiting until we launch, and then we're going to send them all out to everybody, and that's only to protect everybody's values and stuff. No, they just makes more or less the same size. Idea of playing with yesterday. Yeah, see, I've stayed away from the small ones only because that's where the other cufflink manufacturers are. You see, they all make cufflinks with the pennies, and thank you,
Enjoy.
with the pennies and the 5p's, etc., 20p's, and they don't use big ones, and that's why I do the big ones. 5 or 6 Gruffalos letters all at the same time. As Popcorn King says, will you be sending them all out together? Yes, I will. They'll all come in one parcel, Steve. Lorna Jones, congratulations, you won the first 50 quid. And at the same time, she's also winning the bid for my shirt at 30. My son, Anna says, made her lunch yesterday and passed it to her live. Made him a cup of coffee. Barry's the okie dokie. Yeah, it's just to protect everybody, Barry. Otherwise, it'd get a bit messy. You lot are mad, says Amy. Glad I'm not in the office when he runs out of shirts. I've got a wardrobe full to deal with. And I just figure it's going to be better than giving it to a charity shop. We'll raise much more money with it. So yeah, so I've started on these yesterday. I was signing letters of thingy yesterday, one thing another. Now we're going to be changing it to certificates of authenticity, because I'm a muppet and I didn't realise, should have done, but I didn't realise letter of provenance is an Americanism. And I don't like Americanisms. You know, they change the spelling of certain words, like, I don't know, they'll change an S for a Z and a Z for an S and that kind of stuff. You know, colour, harbour. We spell it O-U-R, they spell it O-R, that kind of thing. And I like I'm a bit old school like that. I like the old English stuff and not, you know, into the American colloquialisms or Americanisms. So anyway, so I'm changing it to certificate of authenticity, so it'll be a COA. But that makes, here's the thing, you know when you want to be tipped to wink, talk about this, don't we, about being tipped the wink. By the way, the points have been paid, what I'm calling CJ wages has been paid to both Hannah and Steve. Yes, really important, right? I'll look at the comments in a minute. Really, really, really important. For anybody that has bought into Peter Rabbit or Gruffalo, because I think I'm too late to change the paperwork now to COA. Thank you, Logan, for those two, for the packaging or for the coin. I think I'm too late to change it to COA, Certificate of Authenticity. And so the letters of provenance have to stand for both those two. And then we make it COA from the next launch onwards. So for Peter Rabbit and Gruffalo, I think letter of provenance has to stand. Certainly has to stand for Peter Rabbit, and I don't think I can change it fast enough for the Gruffalo, so it's going to have to stand. What that means is that any of you that bought into the first two makes them even more rarer. And if you haven't bought into the Gruffalo yet, bloody well do it quick, because it's going to make it more rarer as time goes on, because it will be the first two that were done awkwardly and differently to the way the others are going to be done. Yep. Tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I've got to get somebody to take over for me tomorrow. Badly need somebody to take over for me tomorrow. John's just telling me I've got a meeting with the accountant tomorrow, so I can't do a live. So if I can't get anyone to take over, there'll be no live, because I have to have that meeting. So if anybody wants to help me and be the CJ for tomorrow, please get in touch and tell me you can do tomorrow. And we'll have that on tomorrow. Just having a quick look at these. Dragon or coin, Steve Fraser. So I'm late, guys. Had to see the full stop to getting pensioned off with ill health, so more time for coins. Excellent. Bad luck for the health, but good for the coins. So I don't know if you know, Steve, but we're now going to pay our guests are now going to be called coin jockeys, CJs, coin jockeys, and our coin jockeys are going to be paid £10 an hour for each hour they work, and they can do what they like with that £10 an hour. It's paid in points, but they can do what they like with it. They can give it away to one of the projects that we do, or they can spend it on their coins. You've been paid, and so has Hannah. A few minutes ago, excuse me. Suzanne Hardman, I've just received 3 cards from the post office, all saying not enough postage paid, so I've got to pay £6 to collect what you've already paid for. Ian, one being RM signed for. I have emailed you today. That'll be covered, Suzanne. And John will see that email and he will return that to you straight away, and I'm so sorry. I mean, just, you know, all I would ask you is, when you get them home, have a look, add them up and see. I'm not asking you to complain to anybody, just add them up and see, have we underpriced it, or is it got the right price on it and it's just being messed about with. Dragon All Coins, I bought into both heavily. That's the Peter Rabbit and the Gruffalo. More unique, he says. That's it. That's what it makes them. It makes them more unique because they are the first two with the 2 on it that it's got. You would be a great bass singer for the band Ram Jam. Thank you, Black Betty, but most people fall off their chairs when I start singing. I had a go at it on that silly little video I put up the other day. Go and have a look at that, and then tell me you'd like me to join your band. I don't think you'd be wanting me in a band after listening to that. Suzanne, it is fine, it just gets sorted quicker, as Ian has been getting tons of emails. Yeah, we sort it all out for you, Suzanne, and, you know, heartfelt apologies to people who have to be messed about and go down a post office to pick them up. We can't work out what's going on yet. I am trying. All I know is our post is seriously being interfered with, to a point where It's going up and up and up and up and up. So we're now up to about, I don't know, 40 odd packages over the last 2 weeks alone that have come with extra money to pay stickers on them, and there's been nothing wrong with the stamps or anything. Stuck miles away from his desktop, Steve is, so he's in and out of signal. £10 an hour, very nice, thanks. Offsets my giveaways, laugh out loud. I got a 5p cufflinks today, special delivery, no extra charges. Excellent, so one got through. Chris Spree, call me maybe. Yeah, that's the one. Call me maybe. I was going to try and do the whole video, but we're just never going to get there. So I just put up, I promised Purple Fairy, I talked to Purple Fairy on the phone, and Purple Fairy was asking what it was all about and everything at the time, because I said, expect to get this new video from me. And I said, I will put it up, I promise I'll put it up. But I got held back with the cold and one thing and another. And what with the launch of these coins, I just haven't been able to finish it. So there's only that minute's worth. But it, you know, it was a giggle. We really enjoyed doing it. And it makes me look a complete idiot, but I don't care. If the message gets through, you know, if it makes old McDade or Inson smile and pick up the phone, then it was worth it. Maybe people could share that on Royal Mint social media. That'd be good. Patience is a virtue, bandits. Here's an Americanism with a twist. In Ian we trust. Oh, that's so nice. Purple Fairy, no. What you saying no to? What, that I didn't promise you that I'd put the video up? Or probably someone else. Oh, no. In Ian we trust. No. Haha. You don't want that on written on notes then. $15 tickets left for the Gruffalo cufflinks, and you're getting double. And he just called to say, I hate you. You probably would. We get through to him in the end. It wasn't me you spoke to. Oh, maybe it was somebody else then. Oh, I see, maybe it was somebody else then. I thought it was Purple Fairy. Yeah, it was definitely someone. But I said I'll put it up. Whoever it was, I said I'll put it up for. I'll put it up now. You have to excuse me having a bit of lunch because I've got to look after myself. Now I'm going to the Royal Mint experience this week. I'm going on certain people are threatened by your great head for business, Ian, and you have rattled cages. I have rattled a lot of cages, mainly because of my persistence in saying there's nothing wrong with marketing, there's nothing wrong with market manipulation and all the rest of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it because it's all part of business. I just think we can do it in a non-underhanded way. And I proved that in that weekend, and subsequently you can look people straight in the eye and you can tell them you are going to manipulate them. This is what you're going to do, this is how you're going to do it, and this is why they're going to buy into it. And if you're honest enough with people, so that people know exactly what they're getting into, then everyone's a winner. It's only when you use that manipulation and crafty marketing tactics and you don't tell people what you're doing and you let them find out after you've put your finger in their pocket and taken out the money. That's the bit I'm always against. So many people think I won't get into the Royal Mint. I don't think they would. I don't think there'll be any problem. You know, I don't think there'll be any problem at all, really. It's only a mint experience, not anything else, and I'm only a normal person, not anything else. So I think it'll be all right. I'm not going to make waves anywhere. Anyway, it's not my intention to go and make any waves or anything. I don't want to do that. But I'm going to be there, and I'm going on Thursday. I'm going on Thursday. Probably going to leave here about lunchtime. It's going to take me about 6 hours to get there. Thanks to Scott ever so much for doing the booking and organising a few things for me. So I'll be getting a train, take me a couple of trains, take me about 6 or 7 hours to get there. And I'll be there, just release a song, I'll be watching you. And so I shall be there in the evening on Thursday. So if anybody watching or watches later or whatever, or watches this on playback, if anybody, what's the day? Today's the 8th. And I'm going to be there Thursday the 11th, 10th, Friday 11th, Saturday 12th, whatever it is, October. So if anybody's around the Cardiff area on the Thursday night and fancies meeting up for dinner or a drink or something, then contact me, because I'll be there Thursday night, and I'll be the only one there Thursday night because they're all turning up on Friday. There's coin tubers from everywhere turning up, all over the country turning up on Friday and Saturday. But I'll be there on Thursday night, so I'll be Billy No Mates on Thursday night. If anybody fancies coming by for a pint of Guinness or a little something to eat or a chat, we could meet up. I won't be able to go anywhere because I won't be driving. I've noticed Change Checker have upped their ante on giveaways. Have they? The giveaways were they weren't brilliant. I always think they can afford to do more. They had a mental health week. Fran was, on the one hand, she was horrified, and on the other hand, she burst out laughing. They had this health week, mental health week, or mental health day, whatever it was, and they set up a table, big long table full of fruit for the staff, and that was their mental health day. What fruit's got to do with mental health is anybody's guess, you know, and she thought that was really funny. She's been a psychotherapist for 30 years. You know, the last thing you offer someone for mental health is like a sandwich or a banana. It's not really what they're asking for. It's not what mental health is. That's to do with bodily health and roughage and things like that. It's got nothing to do with mental health. I like that. Warren said, Hannah, we beat the RM on voucher codes last week. Had the same code as the RM, but a better deal. From now on, Amy, as well, we'll do that. We'll do that ongoing. So if our customers show us a link where there's a voucher code for £20 off if you spend £80 or more for the Royal Mint, then you make a voucher code for £25 if you spend £80 or more. Got it? Lorna wants to know how Bailey is today. Bit of protein. Excellent. I'm just looking for a couple of batteries. My finger's still not right since I dislocated it. Do you remember? I pulled it out of its socket when I was doing the prints. Still not right. Bailey's good. She's just getting some lower dose meds and having some scans. That's excellent. All the well wishes have been working. Warren says it shows you how the Royal Mint want the monopoly kept in their hands. Here at TGBCH we share other sites' codes and even had Dragon Lord streaming and sharing his own site. No one else does that. No, they don't. That's what sets us apart from everyone else. It's because we're taking the view that if there's a community there, then you look after your community, whatever that community is. That's what it's supposed to be. And I think it works if you're not greedy and you give something back and you're fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Oh yeah, who won the 50 quid? So I can tell Amy. It was it was Lorna, wasn't it? Because she's got the bid, the highest bid for the shirt at the moment. So it was Lorna, Amy, that won the 50 quid. Just so you know. Okay, that's working a little bit better. So all I'm doing at the moment is just getting these ready to be signed and sent out. As soon as I've finished, I'll be sending them out. So Gruffalo packaging and Gruffalo coins, we're looking at coming out within the next couple of weeks. I'm in the process of doing a sort of quick rules video as to how we're going to do this one. So those of you that are interested in putting out the Gruffalo, make sure you watch that video, because there may be things in that video you can do and there may be things in that video you can't do. One trick that we are missing out on is not everybody that puts the coins out is able to put it on their own YouTube channel. And I think we're missing a trick out on there, because if 45 people put 10 videos onto their own YouTube channels, then that's 45 different YouTube channels that have a combined amount of 450 videos on them, all with TGBCH as well as what the Gruffalo's about. See what I mean? And we've missed that trick with the Peter Rabbit, because there's a lot of people that wanted to put the coins out for Peter Rabbit that they don't have a YouTube account, don't even know how to use one. And I really think that's something we need to fix for the Gruffalo. So if somebody doesn't know how to put them on their YouTube account, they need to say. And then we can perhaps find a way of helping them put it on their YouTube account. Maybe you just trust me with your username and password for 24 hours and I'll upload them for you onto your YouTube account, or something like that could be done. But the important thing is we need to have every video up on YouTube and other people's social media, as well as having the videos up on our YouTube. Because then it all interferes with the analytics and everything else, and gets picked up more because there are more and more videos with Peter Rabbit 2019 in. And then when people search Peter Rabbit 2019 or the Gruffalo 2018 or whatever, there's not just a few, there's hundreds of videos there. And then suddenly you won't just see videos about Peter Rabbit's books when you search for Peter Rabbit, you'll see videos that other people have put up in the search listings, and that's what we want. That is how it would end up going viral if something like that happened. Now you multiply that, because with each subsequent coin, we're now looking at giving 2,000 coins away for free, as well as selling 2,000 coins. And if you follow that through, if you're giving away 2,000 coins, then that's 2,000 coins going into circulation, which is 2,000 videos, plus the 200 that go out to the people. Do you see what I mean? So you're now looking at like thousands of videos for each one that we do, all going up online. And that's what we've got to aim for. So any of you that want to get involved in putting the Gruffalo out, but you do not know or how to upload them onto your own YouTube channel, you need to let us know so that we can help do that. Because we need it up on your channel. That's exposure from your friends, from people that you talk to, as well as the extra exposure on YouTube. Pardon me. What's the mintage for the Flopsy Bunny? No idea, James. Popping off to ring Paul at printing, Ian and Stevie B, as I'm using my phone while out and about. No worries, thank you. Natasha, definitely makes sense, she says. Oh, important one, Amy. Those points are paid, brilliant. We've got any voucher codes we've got to be giving away at all, Amy? What time are you having a pint in Cardiff on Thursday? I might nip over for a few jars to keep you company. I'm estimating I'm going to be there around about between 6 and 8 o'clock in the evening is what I'm estimating. Because I'll get to the train station and then I'll just jump in a taxi. And the hotel that I'm staying in is the one opposite the Mint. It's 2 minutes away from the Mint. I think it's a Premier Inn, but it's 2 minutes away from the Mint. So, wasn't there a voucher code we should have given it? I've asked. And sorry, Steve, I missed that other message. So call me if you want to give me a ring after the live, give me a ring after the live. After 6. So about, if you're going to call me, anybody, call me between 6 and 7. And if it's engaged, that means I'm talking to somebody, so you have to call me back. That'll give me an hour to catch up with the team after the live. Yes, choose 4130. TUES 4130 was your voucher, which I obviously didn't give out. So there you go. Now, I desperately need, as well as wanting to cover 24 hours in a day. So anybody has, Hannah, Steve, if you have any other hours that you would like to do. So I know you work shifts, Steve, so you might say to me, for example, next week I wouldn't mind doing 2 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm free then, whatever, right? But I want to fill up 24 hours a day. But I certainly need, desperately, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I need guest CJs. I need guest coin jockeys for tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, as tomorrow I really need to do my last minute planning before going away, so I could do without being on the live. That will cause me a lot of problems if I'm on the live. That's tomorrow, and of course Thursday and Friday I won't be here, so I'm desperate to have people do those 3 days this week and to find out what ones we can get next week. Yes, I'm off to my writing class tonight. Mustn't forget that. So it's not going to your writing class. No, I am going. We missed it last week. I'm going tonight. one says, I'm thinking about going to the Royal Mint in January, to treat myself for my birthday, but need an overnight stay as well. Well, communicate with us on that one, Warren. I'll come again. Come again. We'll have another meet up. I'm also going to do something for my birthday. I've decided that I want to replicate what I did last year. Last year I had a birthday, if I lived that long, and I did. So we had a birthday bash. I wanted to be able to invite customers and stuff, and I couldn't because it was the house. So starting next year, I'm going to do it in advance, plenty of time in advance. Get one of them Facebook event things going, and I'm going to have an open party on Saturday, and it will be, my birthday's the 13th of April, and the 13th is on the bank holiday Monday, I think, because it's Easter weekend. Bank holiday Monday is actually on my birthday, I think. So the Saturday before that, so on the Saturday it's going to be a party where anybody can come, and then on the Sunday it'll be a private party at the house with for my family. So if anybody wants to come along to my birthday next year in Weymouth, and you know, you think that if you can book it up in advance, you might want to come, it'd be lovely to see you. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. Obviously we'll have to do it on some kind of ticket thing, but it's not about making a profit out of it in any way. It would, you know, the only reason there'll be some kind of a ticket thing is just to separate people that are, how can I put it, seriously part of what's going on, from somebody that just saw the advert and decided to crash a party, if you see what I mean. So that's the only reason we'll do that. Like I say, it won't be to earn money out of it or anything like that. But and Fran seems to think that it might turn into some kind of regular thing every year, and turn into even like some kind of mini working class convention, as it were. And I'm even up for that idea. So if we look at sort of, you know, having somewhere to do it each year, then people could even come and set up a few tables and stuff, and you know, if they're dealing in this, that and the other, they could even do that for the day. But there's some ideas anyway. Can't you take us with you using a GoPro at Royal Mint? Well, I actually was thinking of having my camera running. I just don't know how I can. You can get body cams now, can't you? The police have these things where you can actually put your phone on like that, but I don't know where I would do that. But I'm thinking about it. It's a good idea. I might try and figure out a way to do it, and I might do some videos en route. Give me something to do. Might get you a set of cufflinks, says Steve Fraser. Oh. Yeah, could you imagine me getting a set of cufflinks for my birthday? I'm doing these in 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're up to 30 quid for my shirt, by the way. 7, 8. This is one of my favourites. 9, 10. Or it was, before it was too big for me. 11, 12. I've got a thing about pink. Always have. 13, 14, 15. I like bright colours. 16, 17, 18. My tattoo's all coloured. 19, 20. I like colours. I don't like just black and white. Just getting these ready and putting them in packs of 20 with the glue all taken out, so that I can then sign them. And get them out. Then once we post them all out to the agents and all that, we're posting them all out to you at the same time, so they'll go psh, like that. Right, then what you do with them is up to you. If you want to sell them on eBay, if you keep it, if you sell the packaging. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, And I also had a thought for those of you that, there are some of you that invest in what we're doing and then you'll go to sell a couple on eBay or something like that in order to pay for the ones that you're investing in. Now the thing on eBay is you cannot sell a pre-sale, take notice of this, you cannot sell a pre-sale on eBay unless you can deliver it within 30 days. If you can deliver it within 30 days and you put the words pre-sale in the title, and obviously fully explain what you're giving away, but you make sure the words pre-sale are in the title and you say how long they're going to get it, so they must get it within 30 days, right? You can actually, you are allowed, it's within the policies, to list a pre-sale item on eBay, but you must be able to supply it within 30 days. For those people that have invested in the Gruffalo, I can tell you that within the next 3 weeks they will be with you. So anybody that wanted to put an advert onto eBay to sell one, pre-sale for example, their packaging or their Gruffalo coin, whatever, they can. We're going to list on eBay a letter of reservation for each coin. But the letters of reservation will be priced reasonably similar to what we've got them on there. You know, we're not interfering with other people's prices, but once they go up, once we've launched, they are doubling in price, remember that. They're going from $24.95 to $49.95, remember that. So if you haven't got any, get in now. Anyone there to stream tomorrow? So have we got anybody there that can do tomorrow? Can anybody take over tomorrow? Can anybody do Thursday? Can anybody do Friday? And does anybody want to do any hours outside of the 12 till 5? 12 till 5 I need to get covered, but I also want to get covered the rest of the hours. So if any of you can do any other hours, let me know. It doesn't matter if it's odd hours here and there, we'll just build on it. You know, but what I want to do is have our guest CJs in at certain times. So if one of you's got like every Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning, brilliant. If someone's got every day of the week at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, brilliant. You know, whatever anybody's got, can do, let's try and work around it. Now, as a novice coin tuber, now you can earn something whilst you practice. Get yourself a few coins while you practice and you can do a little bit of good, because every single session will raise something for someone every time, and most of the time they won't even know we're doing it. That's what I mean. When are you heading home from the mint? I'm going up there on Thursday. I'm going to be coming back on Sunday. Scott is going to be dropping me home, which is really kind of him. He's going about 200 miles at least out of his way just to take me home on Sunday. So that's fantastic, and I am indebted to Scott for that. So I shall be home Sunday evening. How many likes? Look at that, we got 46 we're up to. We are a little bit behind. Pass the numbers on it with Paul McLaren, who'll ring you both. That's great. What's the time? 2 o'clock. So we'll do a little one. Let me just have a little think. Okay, so for this hour's 50 quid, I want you to write Coin Jockey. Warren will handle the draw. Coin Jockey. The new phrase that we've all invented. Let's get it out there. Coin Jockey, yeah. That's it. Coin Jockey, Coin Jockey, Coin Jockey. That's it for 50 quid. Type Coin Jockey. I'm going to go out and get a new laptop. I'm going to get the laptop I want tonight. And then take it with me. And hopefully I can give it to Dean to take home and set it all up with a Twitch and everything else for me. And then we won't have this crashing business anymore. My laptop is dead. Don't worry, Warren. Oh, that means you ain't going to be able to pick a winner, does it? Whoops. Warren's laptop might have died. Have you died, Warren? Has your laptop died? No, I'm okay. I'm on my desktop. Oh, okay. Popcorn King says, does anyone know any editing tools for YouTube videos, or is there tools already built into YouTube? All I use is iMovie on my iPhone. That's all I use. And you can do a bit and then do another bit and add it to it and another bit and add it to it. I've got no idea. Hannah used a tablet yesterday. I might as well crack on with a bit of this, because it literally, as the jockeys are starting to work out, if you try and do something when you're on a live, it takes you 10 times as long to do it, because you're actually trying to talk to people, so you're not getting enough work done. And I'm not concentrating on the problems and missing deliveries as much as I need to be, because I'm on here. That's why I need to get it covered. And certainly this week I need the time off to get ready. Tomorrow I need to get ready for going. Ian, will the Mint know who you are when you visit? If not, will you drop a subtle hint? Then you might be able to see somebody. No, I won't use the weekend for anything to do with what's going on. I just want to turn up as an ordinary person and have a little look round like anybody else. I don't want them knowing necessarily. Now there's someone to listen to, Aaliyah. Aaliyah versus the Russells, their username is. And even though her name reads Elida, it's actually Aaliyah, is how you pronounce it. And she says if you have Windows Movie Maker, it's free and does most of the basics. And she knows what she's talking about. So if any of you are complete novices, ask Ailey. Now I even get it wrong. It's Ailey, isn't it? No, it's not Leah. It's Ailey. It's Ailey is how you pronounce her name. Kids, I'm as green as grass. Yeah, me too. Dazza Williams, whoever that is 150 quid. I bet the staff know you're visiting. Well, I should imagine so, because they're apparently watching these lives when I'm on. You know, we know they're watching, so they know I'm going to turn up. But I'm going with other coin tubers, and I'll hide. I'll put a hat on. I'll wear a hat for the day. I'm not going disguised so you can't recognise me. That's what I'm going to do. That didn't work. Like Hayley without the H. That's it. Ailey. I knew Ailey. That's it. Beg your pardon.
You can put this photo stick into any of your devices that will take a photo stick, and it will arrange all of your photos.
Next auction will win a hat off your head. No chance. No chance. It's taken 20 years into this relationship to get her to a point where she will even be seen next to me wearing a hat. And even then it has to be them specific hats. She won't let me wear whatever I want. You know, if you look at Mick Smith's profile, I like the sort of hat that he's got. It's not a trilby as such, but similar. You know, but there's a certain type of hat that I like, and she hates me wearing them. So there is no amount of money you could offer me to get one of my hats. No amount. I'll sell the shirt off my back before I get rid of one of my hats. I don't get to wear them very often. Suzanne says, I doubt they could make a fuss in front of all the customers at the meet. No, nothing like that will go on. Wow, said with feeling, you even started pointing. Dazza. Right, Dazza, you seem to have won 50 quid. And we can't give it to you if we don't know who you are. Obviously, you have to be a customer. Otherwise, you haven't got an account for us to put it in. That means you've got my number, because you've got a compliment slip. Send me a text, please, right now, so that I can text it to Amy and tell her who it is, and she can put the money in your account, and then you can go and spend it. Nice and easy. Got it? Have you got it? 5, 6, 7. So that means you can go and buy these and then go and put them on eBay and tell them it'll be delivered in a month. 8, 9, 10. Hold a coin. There ain't many left. 11, 12, and they're going to go up to 50 quid soon. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I know some of you are going to wait. 18, 19, 20. You'll end up buying one at 50 quid. So get in there now. Go and get them now at 24.95 or whatever the price is. 29. I don't know how much they are. I've forgotten. But whatever price they are is 30 quid, 25, 30 quid, whatever. Go and get one now, because you are so going to be disappointed when they're all gone. 47 likes. I'd like to see 50. You can tell that you definitely wear the trousers in your house, and Fran has given you permission to say so. Absolutely right. I'm the boss in my house. I wear the trousers. I've done for 20 years. I've had the arrangement for 20 years. In fact, I think it was the first time we met? The whole thing about, I said to her, I threw my trousers at her, I said, put them on. She put them on. I said, now that's the first and last time you're ever going to wear the trousers in this house. make a note of it. She said, oh really? She took the trousers off, she took her knickers off, threw them at me, she said, put them on. So I put them on. She said, that's the first and last time you're ever going to get into my knickers unless you change your attitude. Needless to say, I changed my attitude. Boom, boom. Stevie B says, are you Helly? And we know who the boss is. Sure you do, Ian. I do it all the time. Right, things will go on here. Go, oh, it's Fran's fault, is it? You wait till she comes in, I'll tell her. You wait till she comes in, I'll give her a piece of my mind. Then she'll come in and someone might say, I thought he was going to give Fran a piece of your mind. And I'll go, I've never met Fran, but I don't half like her. Absolutely, she's great. She's great. I honestly think, right, if it wasn't for Fran, I would probably have ended up permanently in prison or dead. I don't think I'd have made it to where I am now without her. You know, you can't live with, I don't believe you can live with a psychotherapist, any kind of therapist for 20 years and not learn things. You know, I don't pay attention to psychotherapy stuff because it's not my bag, as it were. But I've learnt an awful lot off her in 20 years. There's an awful lot of stuff I've picked up, and I think, well, you can apply that. You can apply things that you pick up, you know. Fran's not always right, but she's never wrong. That's about the size of it. Yeah. She's a good girl. She's a good girl, she is. She got frightened last year when she thought I was going to pop me clogs. She really did get frightened. But she's a good girl. She stuck with me through thick and thin. She has. Best thing that ever happened to me. And I'd never be without her. Is Fran going to the mint or is your ball and chain off? No, my ball and chain is off for 3 days. Warren says I've had more psychotherapy than I care to remember. Yeah, I've seen some people in, you know, at times, and it does wind her up how people can get into the profession so easily. You know, I mean, she's got a master's degree and letters after her name and all that kind of stuff, and you know, you can go and do now. You can go and do a 6-month course and call yourself a therapist at the end of it, or a counsellor at the end of it. And you can't possibly be a counsellor at the end of a 6-month course. I mean, even I get that. It's like if somebody said, and you're dealing with a mind, right? You know, in a sense, you're playing about people's minds, is the way I see it. You'd never say to somebody, 6 months, go and do a 6 months course, and at the end of it, you'll be a fully qualified electrician. And I'll trust you to come and rewire my house. You wouldn't, would you? You'd be like, you've got a certificate after 6 months. Well, good luck, but you know, if I need any electric work doing, I'm not letting you around my house. Do you know what I mean? But because the government needs more therapists and all that, because we have got this big mental health problem, and their way of dealing with it is to just make tens and tens of thousands of people and call them counsellors after 3 or 6 months training. Terrible, really, that they're allowed to get away with it. But that's not my fight. My fight is with the mint and change checker. I can only have one fight at a time. And the Royal Mail, and 288 Group, and Westminster Collection. how many battles are we fighting on how many fronts? And they always say you can never win a battle, you can never win a war if you're fighting on too many fronts or something like that, and you can only win if you're fighting on one front at a time. We ain't gone under yet, have we? We ain't got a share. Hello Aldris, nice to see you. A good psychotherapist is hard to find and worth their weight in gold. Saved me big time. Exactly. That puts it exactly right. If you get the right one, essentially you feel like they've saved you. But you get the wrong one, they can mess about. It's not good for the profession. You mess with your head. The woman I saw about my PTSD only being a counsellor for a year, Lorna Jones. Yeah, I mean I mean PTSD. You know, that is such a serious mental health condition, PTSD, because it can affect people in a range of different ways. Some people, they've only got to hear a bang, startled, and they're gone. And you're going to let someone who's had a few months training loose on someone like that's head. Oh my God, I mean, that is so dangerous. I'm not saying that, you know, maybe if you took 100 people that had done a 6-month course in electrical work and you got every single one of them to rewire a house, maybe some of those 100 people would rewire it correctly. But I wouldn't want to trust it. Know what I mean? But then if I didn't live with a psychotherapist for 20 years, I wouldn't even know what I know. I reckon we should, Angela says, I reckon we should dump the government and put you in charge of Brexit and it would be sorted in a week. It would. I'd sort it out in a week. I'd go over there, I'd go into an office, I wouldn't let anybody leave that office until we've done a deal. You want to go home, we do a deal. We ain't done a deal, we don't go home. I'd have it done and dusted in a week. I'm not joking either, I trust Ian 100% more than the government. Oh, it's so sweet. Thanks. It's only because I'm a normal bloke and see it from a normal perspective. That's all. You know, economy. Oh, how easy would it be to sort our economy out? How easy would it be to distribute wealth? So easy, and you don't have to take it off the rich to give it to the poor either. That seems to be the only way anybody knows how to do it. I mean, if you take a coin, for example, and you know that if you just put 100,000 of those coins into circulation, that coin will be very sought after. So put 100,000 of those coins in, but now do that 100 times. Make 100 different designs. Pick any coin you like, 50p, £2, it doesn't matter. Make 100 different designs. 100,000 of each design go into circulation. Each coin is roughly going to sell for, well, it's going to be worth between 50 and 100 quid minimum. It's going to go more than that. It's going to be worth a couple of hundred quid in next to no time. But it'd be worth 50 quid to 100 quid minimum, right? Multiply that by 100 and then multiply that by 100,000. and you have a phenomenal amount of money that starts off as a 50p and gives pounds and pounds and pounds to the people that need it. Because the people that don't need it, and this is my theory, the rich people, they don't go out. 50 grand a year, £200,000 a year wages, they're not going to go out and search through 50p's. They can't be asked. Don't need to, can't be bothered. They earn enough money to just come buy them. And that will leave the ones for the people that do need the money. They can go out and find them. You could sort your economy out like that. The other thing I'd do is immediately, if I became Prime Minister, do you know the first thing I'd do? Not that I ever want to do a job, but, you know, as you imagine things, the first thing I'd do if I became Prime Minister is go up to that podium and say, right, you've elected me Prime Minister, now the first thing we're going to do is go to war. We're going to war. The Great Britain is going to war. That's the first thing I'd do. Absolute first thing I'd do. The very first statement I would make is, we are going to war, pay attention. And then I would go on to say, but we're not going to go to war with another human being. We're going to go to war with our coastline. We love Mother Nature, but we're going to go to war with her. We're going to stop Mother Nature destroying our coastline. All the way around the country, reclaim it back. Get people working on it. We've got fantastic engineers in the army. Why aren't they working on it? If that was people, if that was human beings with pickaxes turning up in rowing boats, attacking our cliffs, we'd have the SAS out there, we'd have the helicopters, we'd have the tanks, we'd have the destroyers, we'd have the aircraft carriers, we'd have the jets zooming over, we'd have everything. They'd all be out there like I don't know, what was that? Puppet. Team America. If you've ever seen Team America, oh, you've got to watch it. It's hilarious. Be like that, wouldn't it? Right? We'd have them all out. But there ain't no human beings with pickaxes. What we've got is Mother Nature in a dirty great ocean going wallop, putting people's houses into the sea, and nothing is being done about it. Yeah. Literally, if there was half a dozen men with pickaxes banging away at them cliffs in order to make the cliff fall down so that the house fell down, you would have the army out there and you'd have the tanks rolling up along the beaches. That's what I'd do. All these people losing their homes, no reason for it. That's what I'd do, stuff like that. I'd go to war with transport. I'd open up every train station I possibly could, because people need those train stations that were closed down by that idiot 60 years ago. And that's only because he was paid a massive bonus to do it. Fancy going down in history as the man that destroyed the railways. Hi Ian, this is Dazza. Okay, cool. So we'll save your number. Create new contact. Does that. Lovely. And we'll copy that text. And we'll send it over to Amy. Just created a new raffle for you. Catch you off guard. £1.50 a ticket. 100 tickets. £150 in points. That's it. £1.50 a ticket, £150 in points. That's only 150 quid's worth of tickets. I will on this occasion. Thanks. So there's that there. Use your vouchers on it. Use your points on it if you want. If you've got points, go and use points on it. Turn £1.50 to another 150 quid's worth of points. You can spend them on anything you like. There's no restriction on that one. 150 quid, £1.50 a ticket. Dazza, yours has been done. It will be in your account shortly. In fact, Amy will probably put a message up and say it's in your account.